I am live. I'm live on YouTube. I have a different search engine, so y'all can see me live on YouTube. As far as Jonah Bay on YouTube. All right. I told you they be trying to slow me down, but I ain't gonna let them stop me. So I wanted to talk about Bivens. Now I was talking to my man Kenny Bay, and we had chopped it up, and I was telling him something about using his writ of discovery. So he wanted to do more research on it, and he was like, "Yo, yeah, the Bivens action was telling me all about it. You ever heard of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard of it, but I ain't never really looked into it like that." But I decided to look into it to help y'all with those writ of discoveries, right? So I am in Cornell or Wexlaw. I'm gonna put it in the chat so y'all can see where I'm reading from. I haven't forgotten it's Consultation Wednesday, so I will open up call lines and take some questions. But Bivens, you spell Bivens, Bivens, right? So it says a Bivens action. A Bivens action generally refers to a lawsuit for damages when a federal officer or state who is acting in the color of federal authority allegedly violates the U.S. Constitution or state constitution by federal officers acting. That means they didn't even have the right to do what they're doing. Let me give you an example. They pulled you over. They didn't have a warrant and an affidavit in support of the warrant. They're acting like officers. That's a Bivens action. It says burden of proof. The plaintiff in a Bivens action must prove that a constitutionally protected right has been violated by federal or state officers. Origin. The term Bivens action comes from Bivens versus 6 unknown agents, 43 U.S. 388, 1971, in which the Supreme Court held that a violation of one's Fourth Amendment rights by federal officers can give rise to a federal cause of action for damages for unlawful search and seizures. Didn't I tell you it was about search and seizures? Search and seizures, according to the Constitution, is the same as you being in your house. They cannot go into your car, your papers, your personal effects without a warrant. That means when they're pulling you over and they're asking you for your license and registration, that's your personal papers and effects. Y'all really got to get to know y'all's constitutions. Your state's constitution is the republic. Your federal constitution is the federal or the straw man's constitution, right? It says exceptions. There are some exceptions to the Bivens actions. In Nixon versus Fitzgerald, the Supreme Court held that the President of the United States is entitled to absolute immunity from the Bivens action. So you can't sue the president. In Butts versus Economy, the Supreme Court found that federal officials engaged in adjudicatory functions for the administrative agency within the executive branch are entitled to absolute immunity from damages for their judicial acts. That means when they're making the laws, right? So that's a Bivens action. So then I Googled and looked up Bivens claim. And it says a Bivens claim is a civil rights lawsuit for monetary damages against federal or state officials. You can file a lawsuit in your civil rights if your civil rights have been violated by a federal or state worker. Right? Now, we talked about a lot about things like this yesterday when we were talking about the Chevron case. The Chevron case. Chevron case has been repealed. So which means that they were trying to get around these type of lawsuits is because what they were doing is interpreting legislative laws according to the way they interpret it, and that has been stricken. Now they have to do it to the letter of the law according to the way legislative enacted it. That means they have to follow the public law itself. It's not allowed for them to make their own decisions no more. So if you can bring in a case law Supreme Courts, you have to win. They ain't allowed. Now, I just gave y'all case law for them violating you while you're traveling without a warrant and affidavit. So you would be bringing up Bivens, a Bivens claim or a Bivens Act to sue them for violating your rights. Article 4, right? Now, the Bivens Act goes into way more than this. And they specifically talked about them pulling a person over, right? But, like I said, I know it's Consultation Wednesday, so I'm just going to sit that right there for now. And I'm going to open up the call lines and start taking some calls. I'm going to 904-563. Peace to Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo, Brother Bay.
What up, brother?
I want to stay on topic tonight, even though I know you're talking about that writ of discovery. I think I'm pretty well on that. But
actually, I'm not talking about writ of discovery. I'm talking about the Bivens action, which is protecting your rights to travel without them pulling you over. See, they got to have a warrant and an affidavit in the support of the warrant according to the Constitution. Now, the federal Constitution says that. The state Constitution says that. But my writ of discovery has all of that in it. But anyway, what you going to add to it?
What I wanted to talk about was that Chevron difference, brother. Y'all brought us some strong information last night. And on the topic of that, I was listening to NPR this morning. And they kind of saying it differently than the way you're saying that the judge, they talked about the different opinions that the judges wrote. And one of the judges, he was on that Second Court of Appeals in D.C. He's in opposition of the way they did the law. He's saying that the courts didn't really have that much interpretation, or where they had more interpretation of the law than, say, an agency like the EPA. But you're saying they didn't. Or am I?
Dog, they're trying to confuse you. What are you going to do? Believe them?
Oh,
didn't I read cases to you yesterday? Didn't we read that they went after the SEC because the SEC was interpreting laws the way they wanted to shoot down people's claims and all that? I mean, do you expect them to tell you the truth of how it works? It's saying that if you have a case law that says that the Supreme Court says that, they have to deal with that. They cannot change it to their opinion. That's exactly what the Chevron case said.
So they had been changing it to their opinion.
What do you mean? A perfect example. I gave you an example yesterday of child support. And first of all, the Constitution says you have the right to worship any way you see fit. And if child support is under 666, that's a violation of your religious principles. How are they going to say they strike down your motion for it being a violation of your religion? That's their own opinion. How about when you in court and you using a writ of discovery and they say, we denied your discovery? They can't deny discovery. The Constitution says you have the right to face your accuser. You have the right they cannot pull you over unless they have a warrant and an affidavit in support of a warrant, and they have to have witnesses that said you did something against. Stop talking while I'm talking, bro. What the fuck the matter with you? And they got to have a warrant, and they have to have witnesses that said you did something to you. Now they said, "Oh, we'll strike down. We denied your motion." They can't deny that. That's their opinion. You've been living them, putting in their own opinion. What are you talking about? Chevron is about stopping them from doing that. Chevron case is about forcing them to abide by the Constitution. You need to do more studying, bro, if you're confused on what that means.
That's why I was asking you, Brother Bay, and I hear what you're saying, and I think I'm getting it. I'm learning. It was all new to me yesterday. I didn't even know how important it was.
Do some more studying. You know what I mean? Don't believe me. Do some more studying, and then you can make up your mind. You feel me?
I feel you. The next thing I was going to ask you, another simple thing, is, brother, how do we get on that Telegram for the morning?
To get on Telegram, are you a part of Telegram?
I don't think I am. I'm just on.
Do you have a Telegram account? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, you got to sit on. Okay, all right. I don't have.
How the hell you gonna get on a Telegram call if you didn't become a member of Telegram?
Okay, I didn't even know what it was.
How old are you, brother? How old are you?
40 years old, Brother Bay.
Oh man, you too damn young to be acting that way. You acting like you 60. You acting like you. I expect a 60-year-old not to know if they trying to get on the Telegram call. They don't know they got to sign up for Telegram. I don't expect 40 because hell, if you 40, you just turned 40. You used to be 30. You grew up with computers. That's like saying, you know what I mean? You can't be on Twitter without joining up for Twitter. You can't be on Instagram without joining Instagram. You know what I mean? So first join Telegram and then shoot me an email at jonahbay@gmail.com.
And my last thing, Brother Bay, and I think you just kind of went over it. On that writ, though, that you do have, those 3 interrogatories on there, all we're really doing is...
There is no interrogatories on my writ of discovery. You're using the wrong word.
Oh, what's the word I should use? Those 3 things that we're asking for, you know, the warrant, the witnesses, and the affidavit.
Yes.
All we're needing to put on there extra is like, give me the dash cam, give me the body cam, and give me that purple cause. And
right. Give me the webcam, give me the dash cam. You want those to prove that they never showed you no warrant or no affidavit, right? Then you could have asked them for, you want to see their oath of office and indemnity bond, but you don't have to, but you could ask for that too. Because they supposed to, according to the law, it says that they supposed to have that on the public record.
I'm on your side, Brother Bay, and I'm yielding. I got all mine.
I just keep the studying up on that, because I'm telling you, the Chevron case is going to change a lot of the way everything is going in court, because they're not allowed to make their own opinions no more.
I believe you, because when I heard him on NPR this morning, man, I was like, wait a minute, Brother Bay was touching on the subject. Because when they come on NPR, I know they really trying to hit on something. I wouldn't even have known what it was until I heard from you guys.
Yeah, they don't want to give you overstanding of it. You know what I mean? They just want to make you aware, but not really break it down. We try to break it down where it's nice and simple for you to understand.
I appreciate all that you do. Peace,
All right.
love, and happiness to the family and the listeners as well.
All right, Ashe. Peace to Yahuwah.
Yeah,
Have a good night. All right, I'm going to 901-503. And listen, y'all, if y'all trying to get in those private study classes, shoot me an email at jonahbay@gmail.com, and we'll get you in on those private classes. You know what I mean? Now, also, the people that's on social media, yo, share the link to people and all that. Share the link so we can get out and people can learn these things. Anyway, 901-503. Peace to Yahuwah.
Peace to Yahuwah. What up, Jonah?
What up, God? I mean, Yahuwah. What up?
You got it, bro. I got a couple of quick questions. I'm gonna jump right to it. My first one I seem to be the easiest one. The 3 shares when we're doing the injunction, do they have to be in the immediate vicinity of the county that I live in?
No, it just got to be in the counties that you actually drive in.
Okay. Then that's out. My next one, I'm planning to do a little more in-depth study on Rule 60 and Rule 5.1 over these holiday weekends.
Yes.
Where exactly do you pull from to get the Rule 60 and your 5.1? Because a lot of different resources come up when I'm Googling. So I want to get exactly where you be at so I'm on the same page.
It doesn't matter. All you got to do is read it. But it's if you pull up Rule 5.1, we normally go right into Cornell law, and it says constitutional challenge, right?
Constitutional challenge.
Yeah, Rule 5.1 constitutional challenge. And then Rule 60, hold on. Let me pull it up. Yeah, same thing. Cornell law, Rule 60, relief from a judgment or order.
Okay, gotcha. Now, next one is on the declaration of ownership. I've got my VC back from the U.S. Department of State, and so I'm going to the county, and I use that document. You know, you gave me the document. I don't remember the name of it, but I got it already pulled up. I got it downloaded, and I've been reading it. I do the declaration for the affidavit and take it down to the county and file it. Correct?
Yes. In the real estate department, in the miscellaneous file.
Real estate department in the miscellaneous file.
Yeah, and it has to be an affidavit. Yep.
Okay, and I can use that same affidavit setup that you got in your document that you got online that explains the depth of it, right? All right. Now,
the affidavit is based on Rule 220.
Rule 220. Gotcha. All right. My last question, I'm gonna run with it. Even though I'm new and I'm still gonna be studying this, you know, I'm just trying to get a gist of an understanding. How do you go back and use Rule 5.1 to sue on old tickets and shit?
You wouldn't be using Rule 5.1 on an old ticket. You would have to do. It has certain time restraints and all that. You would be doing a full-blown lawsuit on what I was talking about today, the Bivens Act.
Okay. All right. Well, I yield, bro, and I appreciate it.
All right.
Peace to Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo. All right, I'm going to 470-522. Peace to Yahoo.
Peace, Yahoo.
Peace. What up?
I got a question about the international driver license. You know when they ask for your national number, do you put your old number for your license?
Hell no.
Like, could you? Okay, so could you put out zeros?
What you mean on the IDP? When does it say that?
Oh no, not the IDP, but the international driver license. Like,
no, they're gonna give you a number. You don't have to do nothing.
Okay.
Hold on. It sounds like you getting the IDP. Are you getting your IDP from PATA?
I already have one from PATA, but they got this place in Florida
with what comes with an international license. Don't ask me nothing about that. I don't use them. I don't even know if that's legit.
Okay, yeah. So I probably just wouldn't even mess with that one.
You know what I mean? I knew by your question, I'm like, hold on, that ain't the one I've been using 20 years.
Oh, well, shit, I might just stay away from them then.
You know what I mean?
Because
there's a lot of people bootlegging stuff, right? And they'll just put it together, and they don't have the authority, so no one listens to that specific document because it's under no authority. I can tell you the IDP been around. I've been using it for 20 years. It's been around way longer than that. I done rented cars with it. I done rented cars with it and all that.
Okay, because when I showed the officer my IDP, they said, "Hey, we don't use these. Like you can't use. It's not.
You know what your problem is? First of all, you need to go into the archives. I did a whole show on it. Number one. Number two, they can't tell you that you can't use it. That's under treaty law, and you don't even know that. So now you need to look at the information that was sent to you on the IDP and read the instructions. Now, also, if you have an IDP, you're supposed to have a foreign driver's license with it. Right? Now, if you don't have the foreign driver's license with it, it's not legit unless you have both documents. You have to read how to use the IDP, and you're trying to use it without knowing nothing about it. That's a problem.
That's exactly the problem, because I did not have a foreign license at all.
Not only did you not have the foreign driver's license, but you didn't even know how to utilize it. Go back and read the instructions. Go back in the archives. I got a show on it where I read it for y'all because y'all never want to read. You got to take a responsibility to know what you're supposed to know, my brother.
Okay, indeed. And I'll go back and listen to it in the archives.
Yes, sir.
And my next question is, when I do a motion to be heard, pretty much I'm just telling them that
there's a law on motion to be heard. Have you read the law on it?
Okay.
You once again, I keep on hearing you trying to do stuff without knowing how to do it. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy work. Why are you trying to do shit you don't know how to do?
No. See, this is the thing. I already filed a 5.1. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything the right way. Like so far as filing, like asking for a motion on that.
I understand, but you should, if you ask them for a motion to be heard, and matter of fact, you're not even in the archives because I went over that before. I did the law that says motion to be heard. I actually showed how to do it and what they must do. You didn't hear that. And furthermore, you haven't looked up Rule 50, the motion to be heard.
Also, that's Rule 50. I don't know what I'm thinking is Rule 8.
Rule 8 don't say motion to be heard.
Okay. So, yeah, I need to get in the archives.
You need to be, and it's also 9 USC 6, application heard as motion. You know what I mean? Yo, you ain't never Googled and you trying to do stuff and don't know how to do it. That's a problem. That means you don't know shit. You know, they say if you don't know how to defend your rights, you don't have those rights. But just look up Rule 50, all right?
Okay, Rule 50. All right. Appreciate the Yahoo.
Peace of Yahoo. A lot of y'all be twerking, tripping in y'all's head. Y'all really be trying to do stuff you know you don't know how to do. You know you ain't never did it before, and then wonder why it don't work. It ain't gonna work for you. You don't know shit about it. You shouldn't even be trying to do it until you go get information on it, go get counsel on it, go get a consultation with me on it, so someone who's done it could walk you through. I don't know why y'all be risking your livelihoods on trying to do shit yourself that you don't know how to do. It's crazy to me. Crazy work. All right, I'm going to 914440. Peace to Yahoo. 914440. I guess they don't want their questions answered because I don't hear nothing. All right, I'm going to 216571. Peace, Yahoo.
Peace, Yahoo. Jonah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sound like you got me on speaker, but I can hear you.
No, I had to take that earpiece out.
Oh, yeah. You sound clear now.
My brother, my teacher that I love, man. I love you, brother. And
thank you, Ashe, man. I got
business.
love for all of y'all.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, my brother. We got some unfinished business to take care of, but I'm gonna do a consultation with you.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a consultation with you, I'm gonna put it in today, and so we can finish what we got started.
All right.
But anyway, this is my question. The job where I'm working at, they did a class action lawsuit with the fingerprint thing. Cause we had to use they took our fingerprints and we had to scan our hands in every day. So they did a class action suit, and the people just got some money. So, but I didn't get it because I had moved, and I don't know if they sent the card, the paperwork to the other address or what I was looking for. But anyway, I can still put in my own lawsuit, right?
Yes, you can.
I didn't want to do it because they coerced me to do this shit, man. Because
yes, you can. What you're gonna do? You're gonna look up that class action and read what they wrote in that suit, and then put in your own separate suit against that company.
Right on, brother. And see, I remember you talking about, is it too late for me to get my fingerprints copyrighted? Because I remember you said before.
No,
that,
I would do it as soon as possible. I would do it.
Huh?
I would do it as soon as possible. Look up my name,
okay.
Jonah Bay copyright or Jonah John Scott copyright, and you'll see it.
Okay, cool, brother. That was my question, because I feel because I got sick of the dog behind that, man. We had to do that for like 3 years.
Yeah, they got you in a database. Every time a crime happens, they checking to see if you did it. That's some foul. That means they're using your own fingerprints to incriminate yourself. That's unconstitutional, and it violates your privacy. It violates the Privacy Act.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Why are they doing an investigation and you ain't been named as an accomplice in that investigation? That shit foul.
Yeah. So everybody that was participated in the class action suit, they cannot sue them anymore.
No, they can't.
Capacity, right? They already. Right. Okay, because I plan on getting. They got a few $1,000s, but I plan on getting a little more than that, bro.
Yep. You definitely want more than that.
Right. Yeah. All right, brother John. I'm gonna yield the floor, man. I love you, bro, and peace to you, Yahuwah, and
keep up the good work, man. All right, peace.
All
right. I'm going to 314203. Peace to Yahuwah.
Testimony time.
Testimony time. I thought they said that Jonah Bay shit don't work. But why the fuck we always got testimonies? God damn. All right, what's going on with you, bro?
Okay, since we got a little bit of time left. I just got on the show a little late, had my son and stuff. Anywho, so June the 26th, 2024, I had a case going against me where I was subject to 60 days in prison and up to a $500 fine or what have you.
for driving while suspended from a case that happened back in 2019. I had an accident, freak accident. It was crazy. And I'm like, yo, you know what? I kept saying to myself, why should I get rid of discovery? Like, I never used it, but I hear a lot. I've been hearing so much about it the last couple of months. I'm like, this is a constitutional challenge, really. But I said, you know what? Knowing Jonah, he probably made something a lot simpler.
Yes, I did.
Why did I purchase it? Doggone rid of discovery, man. And I'm telling you, when I read that joint, it was simple.
Simple as hell.
I knew for a fact when I was going to court, I had to go to court in a whole different state. I felt like, Jonah, I felt like I was traveling with a Uzi on me.
You did. You got that assault weapon on him.
I knew they stood no chance. They had no chance against me. So check it. My court date was July the 2nd, right? Just yesterday.
Yesterday.
I didn't get rid of discovery. Until probably I'm gonna say like the 23rd of June.
Yeah.
Now the 26th, I entered it. Now, they kept trying to play me, telling me I couldn't enter it and this and that. I'm like, it's admissible evidence, but I entered it from out of state over the internet. As long as the court received it, you know what I'm saying? The courtroom received it. I didn't give a care if they put it in the file or not. It just showed that they received it. I received a confirmation on my email. So I went out there. Long story short, I went out there. This accident took place in 2019. I'm in there. I'm in the courtroom, and in the courtroom there's the deputy and the court clerk, and I see a police officer sitting right there, and I saw like two people in the court. Now the one guy says I'm a witness, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the only person to have in court, but you know how I go because it's not my first rodeo. So I'm trying to get to the point. So wrap it up. So what happened was, one of the guys, the first person they called when the judge came in and the prosecutor came in, basically together, the prosecutor walked somebody in the hallway and started talking to them. So I was basically the first person, but the judge went to the other person that was in the courtroom. They closed the doors, of course. Well, they went to the other person in the courtroom. And so what happened was they dismissed that dude's case because he was a witness, and the person that he was supposed to be a witness to wasn't there. So the judge did a default judgment and put a warrant out there. Right. So now he gets exited out the courtroom. The judge or the deputy closes the door. Not the first time, man. That's nerve-wracking too. When they close the door, you know something's going down. So a wrapping story up because we don't have too much time. They tried to tell me, listen, well, you can't talk about the Constitution, this and that. I'm like, Your Honor, I did not waive any of my rights. I said, are you telling me that you didn't take an oath? But I didn't want to go back and forth because I knew that this judge, this is the fourth judge in my case, the fourth judge. I knew that this judge knew his law, that color law, like a Christian knows their Bible, So I'm like, I'm not gonna get with the wit game, So I just nipped it in the bud. As he was talking, I said, I take exception to that, Your Honor, but for the record and on the record, I'm not waiving any of my rights. I still expect discovery, and because the judge gonna say, well, you know what? Even though you did your discovery and this and that, did you take it up, and did the opposing party receive it? And I was just like, yo, you know what? I put it in there, but they didn't get enough time to receive it. I said, but you know what, Your Honor? I said, for the record and on the record, I serve the opposing party right here and now while we're in court. And I did that. And then I told the judge, I said, but on top of the judge, for the record and on the record, I like to say the true point of interest is not here. I'm going against the prosecuting attorney. What you call it? The attorney of state.
The attorney general.
This witness is from this guy that was there. It was from 2019, the car accident. This guy had nothing coming. He wouldn't get no money from this case or anything. Jonah, I think it was a mock trial. I think it was a fake.
It
trial.
Was
a fake trial. This dude, you mean to tell me the dude that was involved in the accident, he was there in court? You all told me that you all didn't receive my written discovery, but you got the police officer here? This stuff isn't making any sense. You all did receive my discovery, and you're trying to tell me that, first of all, you're not going to accept it, and that you never received it. So guess what? he dropped the judge. I had 2 counts. The judge dropped the just completely, like they completely like dismissed the driving while suspended. You know, they dropped that completely. Then they tried to bring me in on driving without insurance. And John, I know you say stick to the script. I saw an opportunity, and I felt like, you know what, I know enough. So I jumped away from the rig just for a moment, you know, and that's when I hit him with, for the record, on the record, Your Honor, the true point of interest isn't here. I have a copy of my insurance. What do they have? Because it's a preponderance of evidence. They didn't have anything. They just was going off of the guy that was supposed to be in the accident, and the officer who says, I wrote a ticket, but I'm not sure if he gave me insurance or not. I capitalized.
Well, if you had evidence that you had insurance, fuck that. Show them. But I still wouldn't have argued the case. But if it worked, it worked. You know what I mean?
So for all the listeners, that written discovery is, man, Jonah fashioned that written discovery to make it very easy to comprehend. And I'm telling you, I don't think it's anything better at all. That's going to resolve your matter in court. Get it?
That's right.
And I got a list of things. I'm the one when I get information from Jonah on the air or in the private bills or what have you. I research this stuff. You know, I just don't take his word for it. Those is my mentor, our mentor.
I don't want no one to do that. I want y'all to say the law said it, not Jonah.
That's what's up. And not Jonah, it's the law. But you to teach it. And so I've had remedy on so many things. I was gonna write a list, you know, it's a thank you thing, and just go on the air and say everything that I've done from the information I learned from you, from the law, from you. Hey, I haven't had any issues. Now, one thing that Jonah's talked about, I'm telling you, I have at least 10 different things I tried, and all 10 things I got remedy. Some of them I got more remedy than others, but everything works. Why? Because it's the law. Peace to the God. You have the floor.
Peace. Wonderful testimony right there. Well, we only got 3 minutes, so that's our show for tonight. Anyone that want to be a part of the private builds, make sure y'all send me an email to jonahbay@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning into the show tonight. I hope you learned a lot. Check out the Bivens action or the Bivens claim. Definitely want to check it out. Also, look up the Chevron case. Chevron, right? Know what we're talking about. Look that up. I give y'all this information so you could do your own research on it, even though I do tell you how to utilize it. All right? So with that being said, peace to Yahuwah. We out.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.